So your art of leadership model, I just want to sort of unpack some of it. You've discussed some of the coaching leadership methods. Developing a team culture, and how do you handle what you call psychopaths?
That's a very good question. So, if we quickly touch on research, suggests 1 in 100 people is born a psychopath. 1 in 20 corporate bosses is a psychopath, and in some industries, as many as 1 in 5 is a psychopath, a corporate psychopath. And that's a particularly unique individual. It's a whole conversation to go into understanding, but there's been 4 or 5 books already written about them. And this psychopath...
Let's call them narcissists just for...
Yeah, it's a narcissist plus. Okay. That individual is uniquely destructive. The best really is to not have that individual in a team. And if they do end up being in a team, very soon they will find themselves in a leadership position, because that's the nature of their personality. And then the team things will work quite well for a while, because that individual is really clever, really strategic, communicates well, will be really well liked, will be narcissistic plus, and it will eventually lead to a breakdown in the system. So the best thing handling a psychopath is not to have them.
Now, Paddy, you famously helped Gary Kirsten sort of steer the Indian cricket team to World Cup glory in 2011. And with this shift that you've had over your career into sort of more mental conditioning, just tell us about that journey. What changes did you facilitate in that squad?
Well, when Gary took over the team in 2011, there had been about 6 months with a caretaker coach, and the previous coach had been Greg Chappell. Highly experienced, highly knowledgeable, but we had learned that he had used very much a command and control, a dictatorial method of getting this really good expertise over to the players, and that really just met with a lot of resistance, and he ended up being moved out the system. So what we did though, was we needed to create a really happy environment. We knew command and control was not going to work, because we already had a model from that. And what we needed to do is take a bunch of individuals and make a really happy team where they were collaborating, working for one cause. The work ethic wasn't that great, but you can't instruct people to work hard. You need to create an environment that they're naturally drawn to want to work and put in the extra effort. So really what we did is create a really good team environment where there was buy-in, people holding each other accountable to producing excellence. That really was the journey, and it was Gary's first ever coaching assignment. So while there was a disadvantage of that, the advantage was the two of us went in there not really knowing Indians that well at all.
I was going to say, I mean, obviously you two being South Africans, I mean, you've got difference in cultures, different languages. I mean,
so it was very different.
How did you deal with those challenges?
I guess one of the advantages of being South African is we grew up with so much diversity around us, and there's a lot of the diversity in our own country that I don't understand, but I understand there is a difference, and in order to understand that, I need to ask questions, pay attention, listen and learn. And we went over with exactly that mindset, is we didn't know exactly how to manage the individuals in the team and Indians per se, but we knew we needed to listen, we needed to pay attention, we needed to find out from them what was going to work for them, as opposed to arriving like Greg Chappell did with, I know exactly what you guys need. So I think it was the listening and paying attention a lot more than speaking and directing.